Okay, I think we're live. I'm still programmed by Zoom. This meeting is
Oh, it
now
says
being
record in
recorded.
the lower left-hand
And
corner.
then now I'm seeing the woo. So it's very interesting, this work that we do about unprogramming ourselves, and even the digital stuff here is asking us to see it differently. Welcome. I'm not even sure what we're calling this space, but we're just having fun on Tuesdays to get together and hang out and share life and share the joys and some of the struggles and some of the obstacles and the adventures of how we work around this thing called life. And holy crap, last week was wild, as well as the last week. If you did watch the week before, we were all over the place, me specifically. And coming in today, I have more grounding and more clarity, and the new cycle has started with that new moon that was in Aries. It's the beginning of the cosmic cycle, and I don't know if that's what it is, but today the air is lighter. And thank God, because I was putting up the white flag, tapping out. I had a tap out day yesterday. So, and then you rise again and the day begins again, and here we are, and full of vigor. And I'm really excited to share a story with Anne Marie. And I can't remember where we were going.
We were going
We're in
to
a
a
car ride.
luncheon in Kelowna.
We were going to the In Real Life event in Kelowna to meet other schoolers.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
And Anne Marie was in a flap.
Well, I hadn't shared anything, before, and the way the astrology was working, I didn't. I don't know astrology, so I didn't understand, and I melted down in the car. I finally told somebody that I left my pillow, my Peter's pillow. Peter gave me this pillow because he had excellent taste in bedding, and I left it in Sedona. And I didn't know until the day I was coming home. I picked up the wrong pillow, and I was just, what did I say? I was humiliated that I had done something so effing stupid. And what did you say, Angie?
Well, it was an hour drive. And so for the whole hour, I just let her unravel and let the emotions come up. And I could tell that there was a deeper story. When that much emotion comes up, like, and the rage and the shaky, and like I could feel everything that was going on in her body. And then I got really still, and I tapped into my chest and my heart and my lungs, and I went, she's beating herself up about leaving this pillow somewhere. Like, how could I leave this pillow somewhere? But the energy wasn't pillow energy. And so when I dug deeper, I said to her, yeah, I don't think that this is about the pillow. I think that it is about Peter left us. He died.
Yeah.
And that pillow, you still got to lay your head on Peter every night. Like there was this connection. So there was
without consciously thinking it too, right?
There was this emotional attachment to the pillow. And when the pillow went on its own cosmic adventure, you had a meltdown.
I did. And I made the emotion so big. Like, humiliation is a huge, like, one of the lower, shame and humiliation and all that was like, those are lowest of the low vibrations. So I was like really hard on myself for like, so I came home on the Tuesday and we were on the way to Kelowna on Saturday, and I was stuck in this, how can you be so fucking stupid? I was so hard on myself. I haven't been like that in years. And I was so hard on myself. Like, out of balance, hard on myself. Like,
and so being in a vehicle and having that energy, there she is. We're talking about the pillow adventure.
The pillow, oh yeah.
Because Christina was in the back seat. So the three of us experienced this pillow adventure together. And as I'm sitting in the energy and listening to Anne Marie like beat the shit out of herself, I started getting uncomfortable and started feeling the anxiety of that too, because we're all really good at beating ourselves up. And then when you're actually sitting there listening to somebody verbally do it in front of you, I just turned to her and I said, "Stop beating up my friend. Stop it." And then there was the whole car was just like, right. We don't do this to ourselves anymore. We don't. And it changes the conversation. When you learn language to stop people in their trauma looping, stop being mean to my friend, has a different energy than stop doing that to yourself. Why are you being so mean to yourself? Because
And I was
watching her abuse herself was deeply affecting me and was pulling out my warrior. Somebody's hurting my friend, but it's my friend who's hurting my friend.
yeah,
Right? And I think this is why community is so important. This
yeah.
is why having trusted humans around you that can also protect you from yourself.
Mhm.
Don
I have all the
Jose.
tools to stop this, but I needed you to go stop it.
Exactly. And one of Don Jose Ruiz's mantras that always stuck with me and helped me process my own perpetrator was he wakes up every morning and part of his normal routine in the morning is, Lord, help me protect me from myself. Lord, protect me from myself.
Interesting.
It's just a different perception.
Yeah.
And once you get to a point where you have so many tools, so much knowledge and experience when you dance, like you said, Anne Marie, humans have blind spots. We cannot see 365 degrees, not only in the physical realm, but in all the other realms too. And you need people around you that you trust with your life to sometimes save it. Sometimes it has to happen. We talk about codependence and versus independence and hyper independence being a trauma response. But then on the other hand, like we humans are meant to be in community. We are communal creatures.
Yeah.
So finding the creatures that identify and understand and want to be in service and community with you, that's the challenge. Because when you get to a certain level of work, there's not very many humans up here doing it. And so the annihilation can come from the outside very easily. And I think in this current pillow situation, it was very easy for me to step in and completely match that energy because we loved the same human. And he was a ruthless human too, and so is his family members. There's language there. And so it's a very comfortable dynamic for both Anne Marie and I to dance in, which makes me trust her with my life. Right. And so there was no fear, there was no hesitation, there was nothing. Stop being so mean to my friend. And the energy shifted.
Yeah. And what was the astrology at that time too? I think it was a time of grief. Grief was to be released. And
Yes.
what else was it? It was
There
something
was,
else?
I can't remember everything, but we were in a time of the light was being shed into the cave to see what needed to be released. And for you, it was a deeper attachment to Peter and the grief that came out of that because it's going to take layers. That took years.
Yeah.
That whole experience was years for both of us. And when your capacity to you heal and you heal, and you get more capacity and you get more capacity, and then you start finding the little pieces. You didn't understand it wasn't about the pillow, that it was about Peter,
Mm-hmm.
until we talked about it and then processed. And then it was like, holy shit, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. I didn't put that together at all. Not at all. So that was so valuable to me in that car ride.
Well, and valuable to me too, because every time there is an awakening and a perception shift on something, it gave me an opportunity to also go, okay, is there anything else in my soul basket that I need to release? Am I good? Is this just Anne Marine's lesson that I was here to witness and share and mirror for her? What else is in here for me? And
Well,
that's also the responsibility piece.
and when you believe that you were, sorry, we're communicating with Sedona here regarding my pillow.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Pardon me. I forgot what I was going to say now. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Sedona squirrel. That's easy.
Oh,
That galactic energy.
I know. As we're all connected, when I heal something, I heal it for all of us.
Right.
So even if it's a tiny little bit or whatever, even if it's a grand emotion that I've given too much power to, I heal it for all of us. That's the beauty about being in the collective. And in fact, I want to share something from this morning's Course in Miracles. So today's lesson is 106, and the lesson title is Let Me Be Still and Listen to the Truth. And one of it's numbered, right? So number 9 says, be still and listen to the truth today. For each 5 minutes spent in listening, 1,000 minds are open to the truth, and they will hear the holy word you hear. And when the hour is past, you will again release 1,000 more who pause to ask that truth be given them along with you. So we forget that we think we're just our little meat soup, but we are on a soul level, a massive collective.
Yeah. And that's just confirmation about what we experienced. So you just never know when the universe lessons are going to come. And when you get to a certain point, you don't have to go hunting them anymore. That stockaholic can be retired, and life will just bring you the things to transmute. And that's what I'm really sitting in. I'm sitting in and just letting it coming in now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your pillow talk. There's some pillow talk.
I know. My pleasure. And you know what's funny? The pillow that I have from there is so uncomfortable. It's like, are you kidding? I have to sleep on this. So I think actually today I'm going to get a different pillow because I have a cupboard full of pillows. But
I think that, because it's time to put this experience to rest. And if it's not comfortable for you,
he sent me a video. Hang on. I'm just going to mute for a second.
Let's see if it's the real. Will the real Peter pillow please stand up?
She just mouthed they found it. I read her lips. I think they found it is what she just said.
Yay! The Peter pillow has arrived on live. Here on School, you said it first. That's amazing. I love that for all of us. I love that for all of us. Yay! Awesome, Anne-Marie. So when we first logged in, Mishawn, you were like, it's been a week. What you got, girl? What you got?
I guess I'm going to follow this up, and you'll see that the theme here tonight is probably definitely air related and definitely be impeccable with your word. I don't even know where to start here. So, There's a specific time of year for me. It's about a week. And every one of you has this aspect twice a year. You will have the sun come around and its transit will be directly square wherever Saturn is in your chart. And obviously how it manifests for you has a lot to do with the houses and how strong Saturn is or is not in your chart. So in the last few years, I've definitely become more aware of this period of time. Next year is the first time it's already marked off on my calendar, and I will probably try to be in retreat or elsewhere during this period of time. But I think for me, the reason it's more impactful this time of year is the proximity to my solar return at the same time, because it's just another 20 degrees, and then I'm at solar return. And basically that Sun square Saturn, it just brings in, let me go back to my notes. It's like pessimism, depression. You'll usually have some kind of conflict with the masculine, whether that be a boss or brother, something with the masculine there during that period of time, feeling restricted or weighted down by specific duties and responsibilities, and heavy feelings of guilt and restriction. So basically started my week off already feeling like that. I didn't have it marked off on my calendar. I knew we were around that time. And of course you end up in this period of like, why do I feel this way? And I'm always like, can't just blame the planets. And again, like sometimes, well, maybe you can. Or at least they have more power on you. And I've just had a lot of other stressful things with work and trying to get out of town and knowing I'm hosting for 4 days before I leave town for a week. And in the middle of that week, I rear-ended someone. And so previously, right, I'm having this, inner discussion, during that period of time. Also, it's, I can't do anything right. What have you done with your life? And again, I know logically, I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Like, really? And then I'm like, oh yeah, you must be in that period of time, and trying to like remember all these things. But again, I was really kind of focused on stress and a little bit of financial strain that I was feeling. And it was really a true teaching experience of, and again, I'm not a big law of attraction person, but I will say, and only because it's a very advanced concept, because people use it against themselves way too easily, but it's basically the same as what you focus on grows. And I was focusing on stress and financial strain, and drew myself more stress and more financial strain in a period of time that I didn't need it. And so like watching that play out real time, I did get to use that as a teaching moment, like in the mitote, in air season, and just like how we're talking to ourselves about all of this stuff. Which was great, but again, that mitote happening in the middle of this period of time, and I've had to like really just like let it go and like not think about it. And it's like, and what I mean by that is just like silly stuff, like not getting any feedback. So it must have sucked. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works, Mishawn. And you know that, like, you totally know that, like, and you don't go fishing for the feedback. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm fishing for feedback or trying to pull it out of people either. Right. Which I could be doing if I really was interested in that piece of it. Right. Or wanting to help anybody integrate or anything like that. Go ahead. Did you say something?
No, keep
Okay.
going.
So that piece of it was good. And today should be the last. So that's the other piece of it. During this period of time, it'll be not square tomorrow, but it also opposes my natal Chiron right at the end of it. And in all of this, I've had a conflict with someone I care very deeply about, and I've taken a look at our synastry charts before, and again, it's more like information that I've taken in, but there's just like during this period of time, and I can see it in my journal because I can go back to last year and I can see what I wrote last year. I can see what happened last year, and I'm like, wait, there's something here between the two of us that happens too. So what's happening? So really taking a look at his chart and what's being highlighted, which is like, he's got more positive aspects highlighted versus where mine are kind of more negative during this period of time. But we also have our chirons are conjunct, which means we activate each other's wounds, and it can be this super big, huge opportunity for growth and deeper intimacy, and building the deeper emotional aspect of the relationship, but not if you're not both aware of it. And so one of the things that has come through for me from the metote, from that piece of it is, for me, I often feel like I don't have a very good mastery of the element of air inside of me. Like if you were to ask me which element is weakest for me, that is the one that I would say. And really the big realization that came in is you can have these two connected all you want. And if you keep it internal, and you're not speaking any of it, that's when air is really out of control inside of you. The element is out of control inside of you, right? And just so again, having those two pieces of things known, and knowing that now it's a conversation that I want to have with him, but also knowing I'm going into trying to express some information to an Aquarius, and like really realizing, okay, like let's ask him, do you want it verbally or do you want it written in articles? Like, right? Just give him a choice. Like, is it okay if I share this with you? I want us to be aware of it, because if we are trying to be conscious about the relationship and I keep this piece of information to myself, it's kind of like, what are you even doing? Like, it's not, for me, it's not radical honesty in the relationship. It's not conscious creation if you're keeping this piece of information to yourself. Now, it's a totally separate thing if he's like, I don't want to hear about the astrology of it, but I know we've talked about all of like positive aspects and stuff before. So this is just like a delicate situation. Like I said, super huge opportunity for growth. And there's a reason we've continued to be in each other's lives throughout these periods of time. And wanting to heal that wound in myself, and, and just be a part of that for each other, but doing it more consciously versus the clunky way it kind of feels. And also because you're activating and triggering each other, if you're not being super conscious and vocal about it, it becomes this, it's like repeating past patterns. It just is, it's not a healthy path to go down. Right. And so now that I'm more conscious of it, having to bring, know that I need to bring that to, words, and just like, and again, it's just been, more stressful stuff, and again, not handling the stress right, but also in all of that. So I had to get a rental car, and I'm going over to Scotland next month, and so you have to change the story, right? Because I'm in stress now, and it's like I'm more focused. I'm going to attract more of it, and grow that if I keep focusing on it. So I tried to like flip the story, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect Toltec not doings before we go to Scotland. I'm not driving my truck. I'm driving a car. I'm way down to the ground. Just all these other things, like because it's still a Chevy, but they flipped the blinker and the windshield wiper. And I know they've already told me in Scotland videos it's going to happen over there. And in all honesty, I'm glad to have gotten in an accident in the States, not over in Scotland.
Not over in Scotland, yeah.
Like, I'm just like really trying to use it as an opportunity to grasp all the Toltec not doings that have been offered to me on this very big platter and this wonderful adventure.
It's even though you have the tools, you still have to navigate the nervous system and our huge emotions that go with it. and it's very interesting that you are navigating male energy. Because when do you educate, and when do you ask if they want to do that, and when do they just have to figure it out by themselves? It's a really fine line and a dance. And I think asking is perfect. I know in the past I would push and like shove the information down their throats, and clearly that doesn't work. And sometimes when they say yes, they want the information, and then they get it and they don't like it, and then you're the bad guy too. So it's a dance. It's so dicey. So I understand where you're sitting with that, trying to figure that out. And I think coming from your heart and asking, do you want this information? And if you don't want it in astrological form, how else can we unravel this? Do you have another language? Do you have another modality? Like, how else can we look at this? And that's the due diligence. But sometimes they need different language. If they don't like astrology language, I've had to do that in other relationships. Do you want to talk about crystals? Do you want me to pull out my cards? Shall we look at the astrology charts? Do you want to call a psychic meeting? How about a traditional counselor? Which 9 times, one man went to 2 counseling appointments with me, and this last man went once and caused a ruckus, and we never went back. So, how? And at what point do we have to stop teaching and say this just isn't working? Because as women, we're always trying to figure it out and find the peace. And I'm looking forward to the days where the men step up and just know what peace is, that we don't always have to be the ones teaching it. I look forward to that day. So I'm very excited to hear how this is going to work out for you. And going to Scotland with all of these undoings, I think is perfect preparation. My feeling for you, Mishawn, is something big's going to happen in Scotland energetically.
Yeah. I mean, I've been feeling that coming on, and I think that's also part of
they're starting to strip you now.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to be stripped now.
Yeah.
And we know this happens when we go to Teo. As soon as you say yes to a spiritual university, the second you say yes, the energy starts working you. And we've experienced it, right? Mm-hmm. And so when did you say yes to Scotland?
Energetically, when I bought my airfare, probably in August. And when the ticket for the event that I'm going to, I bought back in March, but I knew in my mind that I could let the ticket go and it would get snatched up like that. And I wouldn't have.
So that was not the confirmation.
Yes.
The confirmation was the air flight.
Yeah.
So is that middle of August-ish?
Mm-hmm.
And then when's the date that you go?
The 24th.
24th. 12, yeah. So that's a 12-week window.
Yeah, and actually, I'm looking at my ticket right now. 8/31, I bought it the 31st of August. So
September, October, November. Yeah. Yep. And the medicine's working you because you have to be completely unraveled. Yeah.
And I'm of course. What do you think I'm going to run around and do for the 5 days before I get to the event? Oh, let's go to this chapel and this stone thing and this castle. And of course I asked for advice and somebody was like, these are the higher energy.
So you're gonna blow the shit out of yourself and expand to the max that you can, and then show up for your initiation. So you're gonna initiate yourself 5 or 6 times first, and then show up to the group initiation.
Well, yeah, the group thing is I'm not. Yeah, that I've done before, so that one's like, all right. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Thanks for putting it right out there for me now.
Well, and I'm going to call you on what you just said too. I've done this before.
Well, I meant gone to the gathering.
Right.
The
So
event that I'm going to. Yeah.
so
Just
you
not.
already know how it runs. So
Mhm.
for me, when that happens, one of two things happens. You slip right into the stream and stay. I think something different's going to happen for you this time. It's going to be a whole new experience, like it
Yeah.
always is when you go somewhere else, because there's new people, new teachings, new everything. But I think with this trajectory that we have been on, and with that 6-week, Awaken the Wolf Within course, and like all of us have been on such a deep, committed dive to leadership and really owning our shit, owning our fire, owning our worth, owning our shine. And especially now with this huge undoing that you just walked through this week, the armor's off, baby.
Yeah.
Armor's off. I'm so excited for you. And this matters for me. It may not matter for you, but if I was in your position and knowing that that's what was going to be the trajectory over the next couple of weeks, months, knowing you have a safe place to land, debrief, be held, whatever you need, we're here for you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly.
Right? Because sometimes when you go into these initiations, especially when you're navigating the fire element the way that we do at such an extreme level that most humans don't even comprehend, much less put their feet on coals,
Yeah.
having a safe space to land on the other side, it's good.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'm excited to traverse this new experience for you.
Yay.
And it's big.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Warriors going in.
Thank you.
It's exciting. Yeah. So Christina, speaking of car accidents and rear ends, you were late because
Well, yeah, because I usually take Stony Trail home and it takes like, I don't know, 25 minutes maybe coming home. And I looked and I can see it's backed up like crazy before I even get on it. So me, but not only me, other cars too, went to the next, like out of town, get home. And then it told me I would be home at 5:45, and it felt like every 10 minutes, 5 minutes was added to my GPS. So I'm going away. I've never gone. So yeah, and it just took forever.
so another undoing.
Yeah,
You're
and then
living
I
in a new
think,
space and had to go find a new route to go home.
yeah, and then of course now my phone, I sent a message in the group, and then I had like 4% on my phone, and then it was dead.
We knew you'd get
So
here eventually.
yeah, there is that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a big week. It's been a big week.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, news wise, um, our graphics and all of that are done and ready for the shamanic leadership books, so we're handing those out and gathering names for our launch team, and the Unleash Your Joy book, Unleashed, I think it's called. I keep saying it backwards. Or is it Unleash Joy? I still keep messing it up. One of those. We got graphics for that too, so I'm kind of in this overwhelm that there's 2 book launches going on at the same time, and how to navigate that space and keep building. And I watched business I don't know, video, I guess, from one of the guys on school. And man, you spend all this time in the thought leader world trying to get control of these brains that we have and learn how to use them, um, gather all these tools and mindset hacks and all of that. And then when you step into the business realm, it's just like it's a whole nother beast. And they're basically doing the same thing that these apprenticeships that Mishawn and I have been through. They're just in business language, but they're teaching mindset. And I'm like, okay, over the decade time that I spent healing myself is now going to allow me to quantum leap in the business world because I've already wrangled that part. And so I think that's because I was feeling very defeated. Yesterday was a very hard day for me. And then when I watched this video today, my entire energy shifted. I'm like, yeah, I got this. I got this. And with some of the things that happened to me this week, if I wouldn't have had that mindset training, yesterday I considered quitting. That's how bad it was. Christina had even said to me that's the worst she's ever seen me. I can still feel it there, the grief. We work so hard to serve our communities. And when the poisoned arrows come from your immediate family members, parents, throwing shit like, oh, you've been divorced 4 times. Who the hell do you think you are to heal people? That kind of shit. It's not easy to work through and continue to still show up and heal people with people putting that kind of poison in your brain. And the stuff that I went through with this last ex-husband, most people would never heal from or would have not stayed on the planet because I was there several times this last 3 years. And so when you heal through that and then you're on the precipice of doing the thing, the ball's up the hill, your community's created, your books are done, you're on, and then it's your family that takes you out. Not the strangers online, the ones who birthed you. That's a lot. So part of me wearing my snake on my middle finger, there's a reason. I know who I am. I know the medicine I bring. And if that's the way you're going to talk to me, fuck you. You can go sit over there and you will not be here because nobody gets to talk to me that way. Not even my father, not even my brother or my sister. And there was so much shame around that piece for me that I hid it. Have you ever heard me talk about my family? Mishawn did in the very beginning of my apprenticeships because that's what we were working through. And that was 10 years ago in a very private circle in a yurt in nowhere land out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Because that's how far we had to remove ourselves from society to be able to even consider talking about this shit. And today, I just don't accept it. I reject it. But I didn't see it coming because you don't put the armor up before you talk to your loved ones. So it hit deep. It hit deep. But even as I tap into my nervous system now, I'm good. Yesterday, I was not good. But the tools were allow the feelings. And I was laughing at myself and crying at the same time while I was cooking my HelloFresh burger because my inner child wanted a burger and I refused to do McDonald's anymore. So now I will make a homemade and make it a good for you burger. And literally squishing the hamburger, putting the breadcrumbs in, ugly snot crying. I'm letting my physical soul basket do what it needs to do as I'm cooking. And then I'd look out and look at the lake because, I can see the lake. And hours. I mauled for hours yesterday. But because I allowed my body to process what was going on and I didn't suppress, was it, Mishawn, was that you today that said you can't suppress it? I can't remember where I heard that. Did you talk about suppression? Maybe it was in the call from Matthew. Yeah, it was Matthew. If you suppress the emotions, it's going to explode. It's like holding a beach ball under the water. Eventually it's going to pop out. And so I can't afford, and the controller in me, I couldn't afford the pop out in a place where I couldn't control it. So in my house, in my space, while I'm cooking, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it release. I didn't care how many times I had to blow my nose and reset. I couldn't see what I was doing. Like, it was full. But there's another lady that I've been following, Alex Hormozy's wife, Leela. Alex Hormozy is now a co-owner in school, and he has hooked my attention as a businessman. His wife is brilliant, and she said something polar opposite to what we've learned in the Toltec community. Fuck your feelings, do it anyways. It doesn't matter what you're feeling. You don't stop doing what you're here to do.
Yeah. I would agree with that one.
Right?
And but that's why I that's one of the ways that Toltec has tried to, like, unravel me, because that's how I was, like, going in. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, me too, right? Being a high performance gymnastics coach, full warrior, right? It's okay to abuse your body and your mind because we have a mission to do, right? And that's why you and I connect so deeply. It's that energy line. But when she said that the other week, and now I'm standing in the kitchen needing to feed myself, needing to work on the business, needing to do all this stuff. And I'm like, but I am grieving my abandonment wounds from my father right now. And then I heard her, fuck your feelings. So I'm like, it's polarizing. It's polarizing. Our teachings is this: honor, allow, fuck your feelings. So now we're holding these two concepts. And I went, how about we hold them both right here? I'm going to let my body process. I'm going to let my body do what it needs to do, because I know it's going to blow out sideways. This is deep. This is deep, 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 deep inner child work. So I'm going to honor my feelings, and I'm still going to get my shit done. I'm going to do both, because you can. Once you've learned this tool, once you've disciplined to the point where you can override your nervous system and just fucking get it done, you can turn into the machine. Once you've learned to master both, then you learn to dance with them. And I did not shame myself. I didn't care. Somebody could have came to the door and they would have had a really hilarious vision of me ugly snot crying and cooking at the same time. And then I took my creation and I sat out on my deck in the full sun and cried and ate my burger. And it was amazing.
I think that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to learn to dance with the energies, Yeah. And then I was exhausted. And then Christina called, and then we had another good ugly snot cry, and I had the debrief that I needed. So that kitchen time was me honoring my inner child, honoring those wounds and healing those wounds within. And then once I could come out of those inner child timelines and could back coming into this time and space and have somebody that I trust and love meet me in that space where I know I'm safe. Hey, this is just what happened. Here's a quick little debrief. Next steps. My body just did a ton of work. When you allow your body to do that kind of work, now you have to satiate your body, love your body, hug your body, you know? And so for me, go to, as soon as I have something like that happen, I'm in the bathtub with Epsom salts and Aqua de Florida water, calling in the elements, ritual bath. Ritual bath, not just recreation bath. Get in there, get the music going, allow yourself to channel, ask for the healing. You know, those pieces are important. That self-care is how you bookend your experiences. Right? So, and you have to seal it, you have to close it. And words matter. Words are spells. How are you going to seal this and complete it? Because if you don't complete it, then you keep leaking. Like, even now, if I look at myself, I'm shiny. I look like I've slept. Like, I don't. Do I look like I was in a fucking monumental meltdown? I'm quitting life yesterday because I let it flow through. I had to let the whole thing flow through, and then I had to complete it. You always have to complete the ritual. This is how you consciously co-create with yourself. When you're doing it from your consciousness, then your body knows it's being led by spirit. These are our avatars. We learn how to program them, and then you have to do it. That's the integration piece. Learn how to program your avatars and then program them. Everyone's talking about right now, program your chat GPT. How about you program your body? Because once you start programming your body, guess what happens? It learns to trust you. Oh my God, what a concept.
Right.
Holy shit. People miss that piece. Programming builds trust. How are you programming? This is where the radical responsibility of leadership has to come in. Because we're programming for truth, we're programming for light, we're programming for service. If you use your gifts in the dark, the program turns into dark manipulation, right? You have to be aware how you're using your energy, where you're putting it, and how are you choosing to program your avatar. I love when things come out that I had no idea we were going to talk about.
It's always perfect.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I think when you tap in and really provide that container of full presence, whatever needs to be said in that moment is said.
Yeah.
Now my dogs are going to start their bear training early. You guys are early for your bear training.
Well, don't underestimate the power of a good scream when no one's out there. I mean, I happen to live out in the country, so I can do that. But I actually just found out they started in Austin. They started a literal scream club, and then everybody gets together at a park and screams.
It's so good.
Yeah, so
I've done that driving. I've
It's
done
what?
that. I said I've done that. Like I'll get in my if I'm in my car alone or something and just scream. Like I'm not screaming or road raging. I just
Yeah,
but
need to
I have
release.
also lost my voice after doing it.
I after breath work, I've lost my voice after breath work.
It hurts.
Okay, guys, bear training is early. You have
I
to
agree,
wait.
Christina. I've done that
So
too. It's
I
like,
yeah,
and then it's like, wow.
it is very therapeutic.
I think I have to let Joey out. I'll be back.
See, the dogs are all acting up. It's interesting. Yeah, because well, we all know it's common knowledge that women's voices have been suppressed for millennia, and now we're starting to heal those throat chakras and speak and scream and yell and sing and all the things. So it's good. It's good. So is there anything else you want to share today? We're almost at our hour. Got a couple more minutes left. That's pretty good. Pretty good full week. Now, when do you leave, Mishawn?
Friday the 24th. So I probably will not be here next week because my sister, I'm hosting my sister-in-law, and she'll be arriving that day. And then here for that time. So
And then you're off. Well, if you get a chance, feel free to share on our timeline some of your adventures. Keep us in the loop.
Yeah,
I would love to follow along your journey, and I'm sure the rest of our members would love that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and that would be it's like one of the things I haven't done on school because I'm not putting the app anywhere.
Yeah, you'd have to put the app on your phone.
Yeah.
Are you taking your laptop?
I've been on the fence about it, actually. I probably will just because of the long plane ride and stuff, but it's just so hooked into work. That's why I'm resisting it, because I'll be inclined to check something and I don't want to be contaminated.
Good. I love that for you. I will totally support you not taking your laptop.
But the problem is I probably might need it on that Friday before I leave, so I might be able to leave it with my dog when my dog's staying and be like, here, I'll get the computer when I pick her up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
well, if you choose to keep us in the loop, great. If not, you could do a big post when you get back and fill us in, and then maybe we can even do just a one-off chat, just you and I, and well, whoever else wants to come hang out, but like, and tell us about that would be a really fun meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do it.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for your feet.
Me too. And this is the first time I'll ever have gotten to walk on fire on my birthday. So, and I don't know if this will happen again unless I have someone else run a fire walk for me on my birthday. You know what I mean?
Right. This is a true. Well, see, now my feelings are even bigger because I said something huge is going to happen, and you're literally doing it on your birthday, like your portal. Oh, this is amazing for you.
And last night I was like totally looking at it, and I don't even know why I bothered looking at it in a different location, because it's not like your solar return chart for the year is always different based on where you're going to be the day of your birthday. And so I had brought it up for over there, and then I was like, oh, let me look at what it would have been if I stayed back here. And I'm like, why are you even looking at it? You're gonna be there.
So did it give you any intel?
I mean, it's this. I mean, the chart is the same. It'll just change all the houses depending whether I'm here or there. And I mean, I just took a brief look at it and jump into it too hardcore yet because it was pretty splayed. But there was a lot of water trines. So, but I'm used to that.
Emotional healing.
Yep. Well, I have one in my natal chart too, so a grand trine. So
exciting.
That one I'm used
to. I am so excited for you, and I can't wait to hear about your adventures when you get back. Yeah. And good luck on your driving over there. I'll be sending some winged ones to watch over.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And yeah, for some reason she's late or something, maybe I will make it to next week, but yeah, it's doubtful.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, loves, thank you so much for such a great chat today, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, everybody. See you later.
Bye. Love you. Thank you for sharing.